It's time to gather together. Hi there, I'm Yelta, and I'll be buying the first round while we chat about Final Fantasy XIV. This is episode 183. Pull up a chair and join us. On the menu tonight, pre-order the Eorzean Symphony Final Fantasy XIV Orchestral Album Volume 2. Private housing in the Worlds Spriggan and Twintania have an update. Patch 5.1, Vows of Virtue, Deeds of Cruelty site has been updated. Final Fantasy XIV Live Letter 55 Summary. Patch 5.1 arrives October 29th. We have a reminder about All Saints Wake. We have developer blog and we have fan mail. But first, let's shoot the shit. What has been going on this week? Hi, Ruby.
Hi, Yelta. How are you?
I am excellent. How are you?
I am great. So I have returned to Eorzea. Yes, I'm back. I played today is all that means. I did All Saints Wake, and it was fun. If anything gets me back in the game, it's All Saints Wake. That and the fear of checking on my private house to make sure it didn't get demolished. I didn't get a notice or anything, but you know, every now and again, every once in a while, it's almost like one of those chain letters you get on social media. Every once in a while, you get a feeling that the demolishment's going to happen, and you get people going, yeah, my best friend's cousin didn't log in for only a couple of days and their house got demolished. You just get, I don't know. I hear a bunch of weird stories on Reddit and things, and you're like, let me check. So if you get that funny feeling, go check on your house. But everything was there. It was all good. So I jumped on today, did All Saints Wake. This was the first opportunity I had to log in. I've had a hectic work schedule, but when I got on, I started right into it. Well, no, I had to go get my my outfit ready. Mm-hmm. You know, I had to get my glamour going.
I did the same. I'm like, all right, I'm doing All Saints Wake.
So this year, I went with the orange pumpkin head, the vampire shawl. I always have. I think they're called Harlequin tights. I may be mistaken about that, but I've got a pair of tights that are always dyed in pitch black, the darkest black, and I keep those in the armoire to just always use as some legging if I ever need it. So I put those on. I got the it's one of the haunted boots. Anyway, I'm looking good. I'm feeling very haunty. Now I got my mount because of course you get the RMN mount from the event, and I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. It was fun. I don't know what you thought about it, but I thought it was pretty funny. It was short in story, but I thought it was pretty cute, and I like getting bigger things. I like getting gear, and I like getting mounts. And even if the story doesn't like super impact me, as long as I walk away with one of those two things, I'm usually pretty happy with it. And then we get the house thing again too. You get to run the haunted mansion with friends and have all the little mini games like which is the correct Jack in the Pumpkin, and name the 4-digit code and crack the coffer, that kind of thing, which was fun. I did that tonight too and had no problems. 3 randos worked cooperatively together and it was a fun time. So that was great. And that really entails everything other than watching the live letter. That had to do with Final Fantasy XIV because I'm waiting for patch 5.1. That's my big thing. So I played some other games. I revisited some games on Switch like Cuphead and Dead Cells. I think I pirated Warcraft 3. Fuck Blizzard, so I just pirated one of their games. And I played Kingdoms and Castles. Had an update. I've been a fan of that game for a while. I think what got me back onto that was twofold. One, they had an update, and secondly, they had an update, and Cube World doesn't. So a game I paid $20 for, waited 6 years for a beta that's worse than the alpha and no updates versus a game I paid $10 for, and the developers are constantly making quality of life and little cute updates. I think they added pigs to the farms, so it's pretty cute. But I mean, to keep going on a project like that a couple years later, I'm proud of that. So Kingdoms and Castles, go check it out. That's my advertisement, my shout out. Go check them out. But I'm just waiting for patch 5.1, so I'm excited to talk about the stuff we're talking about on the podcast. But Yelta, tell us what you did.
I did run some roulettes, and I did like an MSQ roulette and a PvP request. I do want that earring that you can only get right now with the Moogle tombstones, the irregular ones. But I don't know. At the rate I've been playing, I don't know if I'll get done in 9 days. So we'll see what happens. I did actually buy one of the minions, even though it's one of the ones from, was it Void Ark or something? Is it the minion? I never can get her, and I rarely get Void Ark anymore. So I'm like, I'll buy that one. I could buy Answers, I suppose, but I'm like, man, I still think I could get a group together. We would go do that. But a unique earring, I feel like I have to have it, even though I'll never use it, and I don't know why I'm crazy. I also did All Saints Week. I did that yesterday. I had seen some stuff, of course, on Twitter. I thought the event itself was short and sweet. The story was very short but cute. You know, it wasn't like freaking amazing or anything. Since there weren't so many rewards, I think I could get the housing item and the poster just by running one time. And you can't trade that stuff anyway, right? So I only did it once. I might go back and run it again and get some of the fireworks, or maybe a coach for the free company house or something. I don't know. It's starting to get to the point where you can't trade that stuff, and I don't want to just store, I don't know, year after year stuff, since it's only available during the year, during the event, or you can buy it off the MOG station afterwards. It's getting to be kind of a storage nightmare. Right. Because I don't think you can reclaim that stuff at the Calamity Salvager. Or not.
No, because I've thrown away some of the Eorzean gear, and I can't get it back unless I buy it again.
So that was pretty much all I did. There was going to be I don't know if they went or not. The free company was going to do a Tsukiyomi farm last night, but I was too damn tired. I went and helped my parents. I was adulting. I was helping my parents split wood all afternoon. So. We use a wood splitter, but there's still a lot of carrying logs and stacking logs, and it was a bit much. I was so sore. I came home and collapsed into bed.
I bet.
I think I was awake long enough, I think, to send you. I think I sent you a message, and I think I sent the free company a message. I'm like, I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah.
But I did watch some of the stuff from the trailer. I watched the trailer. I watched some of the live letter stuff, so we'll get into that, I guess. Listeners, you can shoot the shit with us on our website, www.gtffxiv.com. All right, the first round is news. You can pre-order the Eorzean Symphony Final Fantasy XIV Orchestral Album Volume 2. And they say today, but that was a few days ago. So it is soon to be available on Blu-ray. This is the concert that was at Yokohama, Japan, September 21st and 22nd. And it's going to be on a Blu-ray, and that's on sale December 11th. So each song is in high-resolution audio, accompanied by images to enhance the experience. Got your different sound options. You've got footage from the concert itself. You can download the tracks for playback on your preferred device. And the limited first run bonus item codes is an orchestrion roll, and they haven't decided what song it is for yet. Okay. So
we'll see what it is. That'll cost you about $60.
Is that what that's count?
$59.99.
I don't always buy some of those because they're a bit more than I need.
Yeah, the symphonies, I always get the OSTs, for each expansion, and when they do those little patches. But the symphonies, I'll buy them digitally. I'll get them digitally, but I typically don't buy the physical on those.
All right. private housing on Worlds Spriggan and Twintania. Upon the release of patch 5.1, the purchase of private estates will be made possible on certain worlds, and those worlds are Spriggan and Twintania. The applicable housing areas are the Mist, the Lavender Beds, the Goblet, and Shiragone, which is all of them. So, applicable wards are 1 through 18. Private estates will not be available on wards 19 through 21, which are going to be added in patch 5.1. Additional details on newly added plots can be found here, and they have the link. We talked about this, I think, last week. Was it the additional plots and stuff? So it looks like they figure enough free companies have gotten their houses, I guess, on Spriggan and Twintania. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how they're coming up with those metrics, but...
Well, as long as it works. Every time one of these topics comes up, like this one and the one just prior to, when they're adding wards 19 through 21 across the board, anytime these topics come up, the conversation on the official forums always comes up. When are you going to fix the housing system?
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure they are planning on.
I think it is fixed. As fixed as they're going to fix it. Yeah.
We can dream what we think they should do.
Apartments was the fix. That's it.
Apartments was the fix. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. All right. Patch 5.1, Vows of Virtue, Deeds of Cruelty site has been updated. And they've got the special site and a Yorha Dark Apocalypse special site. So let's peek at the special site itself. Oh, my God, my internet's so slow.
Nah, it takes a lot of thinking.
It's so graphic heavy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got They're Gonna Be storyline. There's going to be an Alliance raid dungeon.
I think this is one of the new pieces. It says updated here at the top.
This is updated. So and there's more on the special site. So we'll skip over this one for right now. Mm-hmm. The Grand Cosmos is the new dungeon that's in Lakeland at the body of water called the Source. Mm-hmm. They showed us some new pictures of that. I think we talked about those last week.
Yes.
Yeah. That one's not new. So what else is new? Oh, updated the Beast Tribe quests. I think they just gave us some pixie images. Mm-hmm. We have what we think is that little minion of the little piggy.
Yeah.
It was adorable. We have, apparently pixies have more than one hairstyle.
I see that. And color.
And apparently they have a McDonald's Playland.
Oh, cool.
Actually, I sent Karimi this picture, or some of the other pictures from the live letter, and she's like, I want to go play there.
I hope Eorzea, or the First, doesn't get sued by Captain Kangaroo for ripping off McDonald land here.
Oh, my goodness. Patch 5.1, we also got custom deliveries. We got a couple of new slides here about that. Is that the NPC he was from the story, right? That
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, he was
that washed-up blue-haired guy.
Is he the artist?
Got thrown off the wall. Yeah, wasn't he the one who got thrown out?
Mm-hmm.
We, took his idea. But looks like he's the client this time. And he's apparently at the club. Do you see? He's at the club there.
Well, good for him.
We'll be handing in our custom deliveries at the strip club. The Gold Saucer is kidding. I have not watched the video on this one. I should go watch it. The slice is right.
That is cute.
So it looks like we got Yojimbo and we got Bamboo. And it kind of gives me flashbacks of one of the 24-man raids where those columns break and you have to get the fuck out the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, makes me think of that. So that's cool to have a new... And it looks like it's not instance is one of the things people are excited for. So you can, queue up for something and still go do this.
Right, it's right there in the middle of the floor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, there's an overhaul in the crafting and gathering systems. And some excited screenshots of people crafting and gathering.
They haven't looked down at the hotbars yet to see how many gray icons.
Oh my god! A great many changes is coming in 5.1 and 5.2. So this is just the beginning of the changes. There's going to be additional changes. So Removal of additional adjustments to actions, removal of additional actions, improvements to the UI, and much more. And adjustments to quick synthesis, desynthesis, and a new quick gathering option. I wouldn't mind it if there was a way for me to say, I'm going to gather apples and only apples out of this tree. Can you just don't make me click the button?
Yeah, what I'm hoping for is
lazy.
it's the same as the quick synthesis that you say, as long as you're like maybe 30 or 40 levels above a certain deal. You know, if you're getting silver ore or mineral water or cinnamon, you know, why click the button? Can't we just say gather? And maybe it's slow, you know, maybe it's chop. But you're getting the items guaranteed. You can go make a sandwich and come back and have your items ready.
Or maybe it's a quick synthesis. I tap it once and it says I got. If I did it manually, I could have gotten 20 and I get 15 because I just did it in one shot. Well, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Mostly that's just tedious, though. I'm not really like.
Yeah, I don't know why they just don't give you a giant bonus if you're over a certain level, and you just. I guess that's for the economy to allow low-level items to still be worth something because you're putting time into it. It's the only thing I can figure.
But we have seen some feedback on the, oh my god, he changed his job and everything's grayed out. So I don't know what this is going to be, but I'm sure we'll have an opinion. Let's see. New Game Plus stuff was already there. Fellowships was already there. There's some new artwork. Mm-hmm. We have some new artwork from the 24-man, it looks like.
Dwarves are
some
here.
New
Interesting.
Screenshots. Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Go check those out. Some of them are just the same screenshots that were earlier in the thing. But anyway, yeah, the site has been updated. Let's peek at the Your Hard Dark Apocalypse site. Mm-hmm. And what do we got? More of the same screenshots. 2P is the character entry. So, yep. An android in white, awakened within the excavation tunnels near Korma. Her knowledge of the ruins and their machine life forms could be an invaluable asset. And then they talk about the guest creators. And that's it.
So, this is happening on the 1st, is what that tells me at least.
What's happening on the? Oh, yes,
yeah.
Yes. This is happening on the 1st. Mm-hmm. I really didn't think it wouldn't. I mean, whether some people worried that would be on.
It's just tough. It's just tough to shove so much shit into Heidelin. You know, like everything happens on Heidelin. So I think, you know, months and months ago when we said, how the fuck are they going to fit Nier into this world? And then, you know, we had voices go in. Well, I mean, they shoved everything else in this game. Well, I mean, you got to kind of have a way. You have to have a lore. Koji Fox isn't just shoving shit into 14's ass going, take it. No, there's a path. So to me, this makes more sense. It's happening on the 1st. It's something like the dragons didn't happen on the 1st. The dragons happened on the source. So we have a weird event. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would have minded if they made, maybe not this 24-man, but I wouldn't have minded if we went back to the source for something. Because, you know, I know the expansion is on the 1st, but so far anyway, pretty much everything we've done has been on the 1st.
Yeah.
All right, now for the meat. The Final Fantasy XIV Live Letter 55 summary. So the big thing, patch date's in 9 days from the recording of this. It is on October 29th. I had an extra vacation day, so I took it, guys.
Cool.
I like taking that day off. All right, so in the live broadcast, Final Fantasy XIV director-producer Yoshi P, and that's Foxclan, right? Mm-hmm. Shared the latest information about Shadowbringers' first post-release patch, Vows of Virtue, Deeds of Cruelty, releasing on October 29th. And we are we're going to read the summary from Nova Crystallis because it's like always the best one.
It's good.
a good one. Yeah, no, it's a good one. They They played us the trailer. I've watched the trailer 2 or 3 times now, and we're not going to do that thing where we watch the trailer because we've decided I don't like the way they're doing the trailers lately. It's like they chopped up a whole bunch of stuff from the patch, mixed it up, and splatted it together, and it just jumps from topic to topic and back again. It's like, is this MSQ? There's already some confusion of, is this area and this screenshot here, is that part of the MSQ or is it part of the raid or whatever, or part of the new dungeon? So it's kind of a garbled mess in my opinion.
Yeah, we've talked about this before with other videos more lately than in the past. It seemed like in the past the videos were more cohesive. They chopped up the different content and put a title or something, and you knew what you were looking at. And then somewhere in 4.0, I feel like they started jumbling everything up to make it seem more action-packed. And I get it from a marketing standpoint. It's very hard to discuss when they jump back and forth. It's very hard to watch live, I guess is a better way to put it, because the jumping back and forth, it's just hard to talk, about what's happening on the screen without it jumping something else. And I've even said before, I won't put words in Yelta's mouth, it's a little deceptive in the way that they put the content together, because I think there was some content that wasn't as exciting as the way they made it look in the trailer. This was other patches ago. So I felt a little like, you made it
betrayal.
You made it look like that this was part of this content. And we were talking earlier that people were getting confused about the ballroom scene in the trailer, thinking that it's part of Yorha when it's clearly dead elves that would be part of the new dungeon that we're having. But the way that they jump cut, that people are getting confused of what is what from the trailer. So that's why we're not watching it.
Well, and they feel more cinematic. I feel like they used to feel more informational. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel like they laid it out in a more information, or maybe I'm out of my mind, but I don't like the way they do them. They're very exciting to watch, and maybe they're not for people like you and I who are already playing. Maybe I don't know who they're for, because people who are trying to dig through them and get information out of them, it's not as useful.
I guess maybe they assume the live letter is for the fans that are going to sit there and try to absorb some information, and the trailer is for those that are playing extremely casually or have not played before and are trying to attract attention. Again, I think you make a valid point. They felt more informational before. Now they feel like they're action-packed trailers, and that goes back to my point. It just seemed like it's all about the action. Like, it looks like a movie trailer, which is great from a marketing standpoint, but from what we had expected in the past, it's different.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious if other people agree or disagree. I know that I have seen, at least on another, I don't remember if it was a forum or what. I know I remember seeing something recently, somebody kind of echoing the same sentiment, that they don't really like the way they do the trailers now. They're kind of garbled, so. All right, but we do have a list of patch 5.1 content and updates. The patch, of course, is October 29th. We're getting new main scenario quests that continue after the conclusion to Shadowbringers. The Pixies will be the Beast Tribe with their own storyline. And we saw in the live letter their own zone. Solo instance zone, by the way. A new side story featuring the Nier Automata collaboration will debut in 5.1. We're getting a new level 80 dungeon, the Grand Cosmos. That's the aforementioned Dead Elves Castle. Dead Elves.
Dead Elves Castle.
That's my new indie punk band, Dead Elves. Will be available, the main scenario quest. It's compatible with the trust system. And I think I may get my chance to play with the Exarch. I thought I saw in the trailer they were using trusts and he was there. So as someone who was, so that means I have to do it my first time that way, or I miss out on him completely again.
Better do it.
Better do it. Guess I'll play this game solo. Extreme mode difficulty for the final Shadowbringers trial, the Minstrel's Ballad, Hades Elegy. So that, I'm very excited. In fact, I think we already have, the Free Company already has an event the following Saturday.
Excellent.
Already, I think he's calling it a blind run, but I don't think I'll make it till Saturday blind, so I might go in that day. Especially if I have it off, right?
Exactly. Well, I have a rotation to learn, but we'll talk about that later.
Various job adjustments will be implemented. New Game Plus feature will be added. Crafting and Gathering will get big system updates. Gold Saucer minigame, The Slice is Right, is in 5.1. Performance updates has the ensemble feature, which I think we covered last time. Mm-hmm. New brass instruments and a performance assist feature. We talked about that already. The game's launcher will be updated with the new interface.
The light mode, yeah, it's ugly.
They're adding new housing wards, 19 and 21, and the subdivisions of those wards will be available. Initially, they'll only be available for purchase by free companies. Private estates in wards 1 through 18 will be made available on Spriggan and Twintania. Our free company, the question came up, if we can move, do we want to? And I didn't hear enough strong voices saying, yes, let's move to start picking up furniture. So, all right, players who wish to continue as mentors must meet the new mentor requirements and renew their certification within a specified period. This, of course, has gotten a lot of commentary. We talked about it a bit last week, I think, too. I think it's a good thing. I think it's not near enough, though. Now, not everything they talked about in this live letter is available on Tuesday, the 29th.
That's right.
So don't be tricked. Some people, I've gotten bummed before. I'm like, oh, I thought that was in the next patch. Releasing November 12th, 2 weeks after 5.1, is 5.11. The Epic of Alexander, an ultimate difficulty challenge, will arrive in patch 5.11. That's also when we're getting Ishgard Restoration, the Crafting and Gathering content, and we will be getting Fellowships, which is that expanded link shells, is kind of what it's described as here, will be in 5.11. So that's November 12th. I'm out of vacation days. I can't take it, guys.
Uh-huh.
Patch 5.15. So that will be sometime after that, I suppose. Blue Mage update will land, 5.15, it doesn't say what day, and include a new cap of 60 for Blue Mage, new job quests, masked carnival stages, and a Blue Mage log. And substantial adjustments are coming to PvP actions and a new map. Ansel Hasker Danshag Nadam will come in patch 5.15. So not all this stuff is coming out with 5.1. They did have a little video of, I'm assuming Yoshi P dying horribly to Hades EX.
There was a big purple attack, from what I recall. Yeah.
How long does this video last? Oh, he's gonna laugh. I didn't watch this one yet. Guys, I was asleep when this happened. I did try to follow up on all the chatter afterwards, but we're having a lot of job adjustments. Ninja. I think I've read ninjas are either happy or not happy. They either think it's going to feel very slow now, with Mudra and Ninjutsu sharing a global cooldown with weapon skills, the fixed recast time of half a second, and 1.5 seconds respectively. In accordance to this change, the potency have been increased. I'm not going to read all these. I don't even know what most of these mean. Trick attack being able to be done without being in the rear, that seems weird, but okay. But the increase to enemy damage taken has been reduced, and the duration has been increased. I don't even know what most of these mean. I don't ninja. Do you know any of these?
Not really, and I haven't heard the feedback yet. I've been avoiding the official forums, although I did dip my toe into those waters on Friday. I was a little busy at work, so I couldn't stay in it. But I haven't heard a lot of negative feedback from this. I think they're okay changes. Again, like when we get to Summoner, and I'm happy to read through all of the Summoner stuff, I still think there are substantial changes that could happen to a rotation that are not happening, and that may be the case with some of these jobs, because when you take things away or you add things back to it, you are going to change the pacing of the job, and there may be a disconnect from the way they originally designed it and what they're having to work with now. So it still may not feel 1,000% right, and it may change the name of the game where it does feel slower, and Ninja is a job that you want to feel fast. So I hope those changes are good. I'd love to hear the feedback. I'm sure there'll be a lot of feedback a week after 5.1.
Yeah, I want to hear the feedback after someone's pushed buttons on it for a little while. I mean, you can make some educated guesses, but yeah, it doesn't. The numbers don't always convert well to how it can feel. So, well, I hope it feels good though. Samurai, all I know is it's got some meditation changes. The effect now stacks to 3 but doesn't expire. Shoha now requires 3 stacks of meditation. I don't know what any of these things are. Some stuff gives you meditation now. Let's just move on to one of us knows anything about. Let's just go to Summoner, and I'm going to let Ruby take that, because I've heard both. Oh my god, they're nerfing the job and making it brain dead. But I'm like, but everyone I've talked about has said that Summoner, you have to hit so many buttons in a dumb way to get a minor upgrade of damage, and that this might fix it. I don't know.
Yeah, and again, I don't know how much of this will be a Band-Aid or how much will fix it. Those that I have read comments on Summoner forums, on the official forums and so on, want changes made to Bahamut and to Phoenix, and there's no changes like that here. These are all changes to how busy Summoner was feeling, right? Because a lot of these jobs felt too busy, and it was more action for the same amount of DPS that other jobs were doing. You know, right now in the caster roles, Black Mage laughs, Red Mage cries, and Summoner has carpal tunnel trying to catch Black Mage. So that's what a lot of these changes are. I don't think major changes will happen other than in an even-numbered patch or 6.0. But anyway, Eggy Assault and Eggy Assault 2 are categorized as spells that are now affected by the global cooldown. In accordance with this change, action potencies have been increased. Tri-Disaster will no longer inflict enemies with ruination, but directly damages them. The enhanced Bane trait now extends bio and miasma effects to their full duration. So the first one is about slowing down those number of button presses in the opener, and I think that may be a good thing, but of course you have to make those potencies increased because you're not weaving them in between every other action. Tri-Disaster no longer inflicting enemies with ruination. I'm kind of glad they're getting away from the ruination thing. It just seemed very clunky, and it was weird. So I'm glad that's gone. And then Enhanced Bane, basically it's Iron Jaws but AoE. So as bards know, you're refreshing your dots with Iron Jaws. This is, in the past, you would extend your dots, but they would only increase by a small amount. I think it was like 15 seconds or something. This will extend them to their full duration, so you are spreading your dots and Iron Jawsing all of them. That is a great change.
That's great. It seems like a pain in the ass to try to dot everything.
Yeah, it was weird how you had to time how you wanted to bane things and when you wanted to refresh your dots using Tri-Disaster, and it kind of made you think a little too much in a dungeon setting. You don't want to. It's a soulless loot tunnel, right? You don't want to think. You just want to bane all the shit. So anyway, I'll give it back to you. You can talk about the other jobs.
Bard songs are going to provide a buff for the party again, but they aren't going to be as strong as what they were in Stormblood. However, you want to have a song active as often as you can to get the best synergy. And Apex Arrow's sound effect has been adjusted.
Bards are happy.
I think part of the problem is they never really gave us a Bard and a Ranger. So Bard is it DPS? Is it DPS with a little bit of support? And it's like, oh, we liked their support, but then they're like, there's no support now. And yeah. If I think that's a good thing, because Bards I don't think were as desired.
Right. It was a stepchild now.
They kind of became a redhead.
And how are you a bard if you're not buffing the whole party, right? It's an identity issue as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tanks reprisal will now be an AoE, and around you, and the duration has been increased. That's cool. I like that. Sentinel and Vengeance will have a 15-second duration up from 10.
Cool.
Yeah. Monks will have Mantra nerfed a bit, and Dragoons will be adjusted so they are easier to use. We don't know what that means.
A lot of scratching
Yoshida
head.
says he thinks players will like the changes they make. I did take Dragoon to 80. And I enjoyed it way more than I ever thought I would. I've enjoyed it more than any DPS job, other than any physical DPS job I've ever played. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what they adjusted.
Yeah, I heard. Okay, so I've heard a few things about Dragoon. One, it's stupid easy. Two, it's stupid fun. And then that this may mean jump lock animation, or animation lock. I mean.
Yep. That's what somebody in our free company chat was saying, that maybe they just mean they'll take some of that lock away, and yeah, maybe. Red Mage's acceleration changed to have 3 stacks to improve building mana and reduce some of the stress, reducing the reliance on procs. And Black Mage will be able to see the remaining stacks of triple cast. I could see the Black Mage one. I don't remember what Red Mage does.
That's the make a proc happen when you cast one.
Automatically?
So instead of having to wait, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever the recast, this will have stacks. So if you're having to fish for procs, this will give you the way to fish for procs as needed.
I don't always like fishing for procs. I like, I don't mind some, but some of the jobs gets to be... Do you remember casting Cure 1 fishing for...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. White Mage's Asylum range will be increased. I was a little surprised by that.
I heard a lot of laughter about that one.
Yeah. Fine. Let me hit one button and cure the entire dungeon. That'd be fine. I'll just stand at the entrance. No. Now, are the other bubbles bigger, I assume? Maybe that's what it is?
Maybe so.
Maybe so.
Keep them all the same size.
I really only play White Mage, so. Astrologian's Minor Arcana doesn't turn into Lord of Crowns nor Lady of Crowns. It just transposes the effect. The job has been adjusted for better MP management and collective unconscious changes, mainly for Nocturnal Stance. I understand the second half of that. The MP management, I knew they were probably hurting more than anyone for MP. And the collective unconscious changes for Nocturnal Stance, I read up on those, and those sound good. I don't know what the Minor Arcana stuff, I don't even remember.
Lord of Crowns and Lady of Crowns was always, it was a little bothersome to me even in Stormblood. It's basically, you get like a free proc of either a damage or a heal, at least in Stormblood. I think that was changed in Shadowbringers to where it's just a heal. But it's still like, it's an additional bonus action that you get that just feels like an additional button press for a simple heal. They may have buffed it, and it may be a lot better than it was in Stormblood, but that's how I remember it. I think now what it says here is when it transposes the effect, maybe you'll have some control on swapping that crown for a lady into a lord, or from damage to heal. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm hoping what this means is it streamlines that process a bit, or it gives you some options with it that makes it just a little better than just a bonus cure.
Yeah, it looks like it's just keeping them... The way I'm envisioning it is just keeping them from pushing an extra button.
Right.
A tedious button. I'm not saying we should take away button presses, but it sounds like it was a tedious button press that they just made easier, so that's fine. Crafting and gathering revamp. Okay, so I have heard people gush about the first one. The UI has been adjusted to more easily track recipe requirements and includes a recipe tree that will allow you to view a material list for everything required. You know what my favorite thing would be? Is while I'm in that recipe tree, while I'm in sitting down gonna craft, maybe it would change my goddamn job if I have it leveled up.
Yeah.
to whatever. I don't know why it's like, stand up, switch my job, sit back down, craft the one thing, stand up, remember what job I had to be for the next one, switch my job. But yeah, even just being able to drill down and see the material list, so that's nice. I like that. I don't read Japanese, but it looks like this tree will make it. And it looks like it shows you how many you have, how many are high quality. So hopefully that is easier to... Somebody said I won't have to keep Garland Tools up in the other, or one of those crafting sites up in the other tab on his browser all the time.
Yeah, I can see that.
Many abilities have been merged or reworked to similarity or redundancy. It sounds like a super simplification, but I'm hoping some of the abilities that just you get a new version of that one. Maybe you just get it just gets upgraded instead of an additional ability. I don't know.
Well, and let's not forget before we get too deep. If people complain about the simplicity or actions being taken away. They did a major overhaul to the battle side of things, even though there have been smaller overhauls to crafting and gathering. It was probably time for this to make way for more abilities, deeper context. So I'm just kind of dodging that negative atmosphere. I actually think this is going to be a positive thing.
I'm hoping that collapsing the abilities, reducing the amount of abilities, isn't... I'm hoping it's not a dumbing down, but getting rid of buttons no one pushes once they hit level 30, 40, 50, 60, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But that maybe would, like you say, make way for some additional interesting abilities to be added without... Because the crafter jobs are worse than Paladin for button bloat,
Right.
And we all use 3 macros anyway, so... the team says that a lot of people who leveled Gatherer and Crafter jobs still don't know how to use them properly. They overly rely on macros, so they wanted to adjust the system to be easier for those players to learn.
Yep.
I just hope there's a difference between learning it and mastering it at the end.
Sure.
Right? That's the only thing I worry about. Well, and again, even on Gatherer sometimes, I would go look up what are the buttons and what order should I hit to get that collectible. So, yeah, maybe they're too complex for kind of, crafting and gathering is kind of side content.
Well, it is, but there still has to be a small level where, honestly, your butthole gets tight when you're making that one high-quality gear, and you're just afraid that if you sneeze and you hit the wrong button or you're just barely going to make it. That's what the crafters are living, that and the profit. That's what the crafters are living for. The gathering never was quite as much fun, but gathering feels more therapeutic than crafting to me. Crafting has a level of stress when you get up there. Gathering was just like, I got to make that node. Well,
and I gotta have the GP to hit that node.
Right.
And I think some of it is the fact that it's a little bit too static. So I will always hit the same 5 buttons. I never made a macro for a gatherer, but
yeah, the only macro I have is to pop some of those abilities on right when you change into a gather, so you can see all the nodes. And those are some of the things those are the streamlining of things that I want to see. Why do I have to pop 2 abilities when I switch into a job to see the nodes and do this? And they've said they're going to remove some of those things. So,
well, it already now turns on that one that just shows you the nodes in the area. You don't have to do that anymore yourself. But then the one that shows you the higher end stuff, there's no reason to have to push a button for that. It's not even like doing collectible stuff, right? That's a toggle on or off or whatever. Yeah. But they're taking that away too.
Right.
I think we had read right. They're taking away, if it's a collectible item, you're just going to be in there for collecting, and I don't care.
Right.
There's not enough depth and complexity to should I be in collectible mode or not. So I do hope though that the Ishgard stuff is not just so easy. I hope they add some stuff for, endgame crafters to actually push buttons good. And that's what it comes down to. I want it to be easy enough to get into, easy enough to level and learn, easy enough to, do some of the, endgame stuff. But there should be always something where it matters what order you push your buttons and purpose.
Yeah, I think that you draw a line like, I want it to be easy enough that I can level them and it be somewhat enjoyable leveling them, and when I get to cap, now I can repair my gear and melt, right? But then
that's what I do them for.
Then you draw a line, and then you say, but now I want to make a big profit and, get these items. And then you got that next level that there needs to be a layer of complexity for those people to make that high-quality stuff. So maybe it means those glamour item crafts have a layer of complexity, like a really high number for those. And some of the other items that are everyday use type things, or for food, for raid food, maybe those aren't quite as difficult to make as, because we all know glamour's the true end game.
Mm-hmm.
Make those glamour crafts super difficult and give that tight butthole feeling to the crafters again.
Well, in the way the game always nerfs content once it's a couple of, patches old, I think it really... I think it's fine for that. Whatever they roll out in a new patch, I don't mind that it might be hard to craft or hard to gather or hard to fight or hard to heal or whatever. They always nerf it later, so let that stuff be rare for a couple patches and give those people a challenge. All right, Desynthesis and Bygert's Blessing are adjusted to have a 100% success rate. A lot of people turn in their unused gear for Grand Companies for seals, but Desynthesis may offer a worthwhile alternative option.
Good.
Okay, yeah. I kind of was like proud of back when I kept my Desynthesis up, and I could actually desynthesize and come up with like good rare stuff. I don't know. I like leveling, though, so. Mm-hmm. All right. And then there was a screenshot here in this article that appears to show the, I'm assuming that's the list, the raw materials list in the recipe tree. It looks intriguing. I'm interested, and if it's easy to use. I hope so. All right. Ishgard Restoration. This content is designed for crafters and gatherers. Players must work together to rebuild the firmament, contribute through a number of tasks, including item deliveries. Progress of restoration will differ between worlds. I thought that was interesting.
I like that.
Yeah. Even if it's minor. Do you remember that one Little Ladies' Day where progress was based on people doing it?
Yeah, how many dolls were on that stand?
Yeah, and I think eventually everybody got there, but it became, I don't want to say a competition, but a comparison on Twitter and other places. Be like, what stage are y'all on? So I'm excited to see what that might be. The first step will be building a base camp of sorts so that further restoration can be brought about. The first step is to check the Skybuilder's board for tasks. The black bar at the top will fill up when you hand in collectibles. When full, you can participate in a concerted works, which feels similar to a fate. You'll work with other players. Progress on these may differ from world to world, and they have the possibility to fail. I am stunned at the possibility to fail. Mm-hmm. Happily stunned, maybe. What else had a progress bar back in the day, and then it would trigger, and you would go do it?
Is this a trick question? I'm trying to think.
Didn't Hamlet Defense have progress? You knew when it was coming, right? Right? It wasn't always just on. I thought there was a timing to.
There was definitely a timing to. I'm trying to imagine the progress bar part of it, but there was definitely a timing.
There was something that had to happen.
It wasn't always on, and there were also phases that had to be completed properly, or else it would end. So maybe this is very similar. We hint or we kick around the idea of Hamlets, and it gets joked about every now and again. Mm-hmm. I also perked up at the concerted works because how many years I got the image of
you got the cake in your head.
The cake in my head, but I have the image of the lady from Titanic. It's been 84 years or whatever it says. Of the Lalafels baking the fucking cake. This is a concerted work. I want my goddamn birthday cake with Lalafels baking it. I tried to look up that image. I couldn't even find it on Google anymore. I'm sure I have it buried down deep somewhere.
Oh, wow. It might be saved on one of my computers in the last how many years. It's to the point where it's like, I can't even remember what year some of this stuff we talked about.
I feel like I've been through 3 computers anyway, so...
Oh, I know I have. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I'm intrigued, is what I want to say.
Yeah.
I am intrigued on what this is. Future updates will allow for contributions via Gather or collectibles, and there'll be a ranking system. So, looks like the first step is going to be crafting. Or maybe crafting and gathering and then collectibles later. I'm not sure. People are looking at the screenshot and screaming Housing Zone. But that's what we said about outside of Idleshire, so...
Mm-hmm.
I'm betting this is just the screenshot that's the base camp. I bet it's going to be like the Doma reconstruction.
I think so too.
That's all I can think of. Because and we've said it before, we're expecting the Doma reconstruction to kind of be the precursor to what this is. I can't read any of this stuff. It's the Skybuilders board, and there's a bar on the top like they describe. And then I like the next screenshot especially, because there's the little Nutkin hiding. Yeah, just like
cover those jewels.
Just gotta cover those jewels. It's like Thancred's jewels. Just like Thancred's jewels. But yeah, so there's some sort of group crafting something going on, maybe. I'm not sure. New items, we're getting new hairstyles, mounts, and furnishings. The hairstyle there is cute.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't wear it, but it's cute. What else is there on this? I'm trying to...
The log walls. Log cabin looking walls.
Oh, yes. That's adorable. They've made a little, like, that looks like northern Minnesota cabin.
We have stalls.
And then we have stalls outside. Okay. So maybe you want to draw more attention to the fact your empty retainer standing there that was selling some stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's for RPers, for sure.
Yeah. A lot of people really like this outfit, but to me it screams kind of modern, but whatever.
Yeah, I feel like it's that's a fly a Top Gun fighter pilot. I don't know. Something like that. Whatever.
It's not terrible, though.
No.
I do hope it's dyeable. It'd be nice if it's dyeable. You should not be wearing sandals with your overalls, though. You should be wearing steel toes.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Totally.
You can tell I married a man who used to work in a machine shop. All right, and then this mount is a giant gorilla carrying a Lalavel. All right. And that is terrifying. That looks like ninja armor.
It's our Metal Gear gear. This is the contest winner. The
yes,
gear
yes.
contest
Okay,
winner.
yes, the neck.
So they show off
right.
this one, and then the next slide shows off the tank armor.
Tank one. Yeah. I see. I'd forgotten that. That was in there. Very cool. Then they showed the Slice is Right fate. I wanna do that.
Oh yeah.
When I'm in the Gold Saucer, and I go almost every day that I play, right? You gotta go in and at least try to get your, cack pot, right? But no, I like a good gate if it's going on when I'm there. There's some pictures from that. The Pixies are the tribe quests. They don't even use the word beast tribe in on the first. So the Pixies will offer level synced quests, will help you level secondary jobs. Here's a look at their special area. One of the things that was translated was, you might want to come here with your friends and take pictures, and then he's like, oh no, it's instanced, and it's one person instanced. He's like, I already can hear the letters. He could already feel the angry people. This looks adorable.
It really does.
It looks completely adorable. And I don't know. It just looks really fun.
Yeah, it's hard for me to describe it. I'd seen a picture earlier, and I had a description for it from the picture, but watching the video, it's just hard for me to say what it is. It's like Alice in Wonderland, but it's like a Dolly painting, but it's like Pee-wee's Playhouse, but
it's like a surreal playground, right?
Yeah.
It's very cute, but I don't know what it's for. I'm assuming it's just for going and fucking around in. So,
guess so.
You could sit on the swings. Yeah. By yourself. And then there's some more screenshots from that. So I'm assuming Beast Tribe Quest is going to be Beast Tribe Quests. They just said something about secondary jobs, so I'm assuming these first ones are going to be battle classes. Right?
Yeah.
That's my guess, anyway.
I think it was in this section. I don't know if it's later in this, but there was a lean emote.
Yes.
They leaned
I was going to bring that up, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. We've been asking forever for a lean emote, and they're like, it's technically difficult. And I'm like, bitch, your stuff clips all over. Just let us try to find somewhere to lean. And it's kind of cool, because I did watch the video, and you do the emote, and your character seems to, like, back up till they hit something. That's kind of what it looks like to me, anyway.
I mean, in GTA 5, I watched... So, for the 3 people who know Lyric, the streamer, he did this thing in GTA with RP, the Lean Boys, and they would lean. And in GTA 5... when you're leaning, it doesn't matter if there's a wall or not. You assume the position of a lean, and you lean slightly back. If there's a wall, it looks great. If there's not a wall, it looks a little unnatural, but it's physically possible. It's just like, oh, your posture's a little weird because you're leaning your body's very straight against nothing. But it could be done. So maybe that's what they've done. Maybe it takes a step back so you can get that natural lean feel. But even if there's not a wall or something behind you, you still maintain the posture and you can still lean. Because you can sometimes, you want to lean back to back with somebody. What a cute G-pose, right? Leaning back to back with your lover during Valentine's Day or something. So you got to keep it flexible.
Well, I've never understood, well, they're like, it's technically difficult to make it look natural or whatever, and I'm like, but just give us the same skeletal position you're giving all the other NPCs who are always leaning or leaning a lot of the time. And if it looks weird, we just won't frame our pictures that way.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know. It's not, I don't know. So we'll have to see what happens. There's PvP updates, major adjustments, PvP actions and traits in 5.1. I think last time they talked about how, they had reduced a lot of the actions. Apparently they've reworked and stuff. So now,
yeah, to me this is the second major adjustment to PvP.
I feel like it too, right? Well, they had one that was like a complete revamp. Right. But this, major adjustments could be pretty hefty too. Frontline's 24-player battles is going to be removed completely, which I was a little surprised by, but okay. I guess the 8v8 version, I've always heard it's not really that fun. Notifications will now indicate the appearance of icebound tumulus and drones. Recast time for return has been removed. Waiting time to return to battle after incapacitation has been fixed at 5 seconds.
Faster play.
Yeah. It's just frustrating when you're sitting there and, yes, I'm a fool, so I died 3 times, but I have to wait many seconds.
Well, and Frontline's not about how many people you kill necessarily, although it can matter as far as points go. That would just speed up a battle if you're doing good at killing the other teams. But it also is a team-based objective, so the faster you can get back out there and start attacking the monoliths or breaking crystals or whatever, even better.
Well, and it's fair for everyone. It's going to affect everyone,
Sure.
So it's not like whoever's losing will get or anything stupid like that. This one made me scratch my head. As someone who runs PvP night occasionally, party size when registering for a duty is now limited to 4 players. Weird. I've heard feedback good because these full pre-mades were, making it difficult for randos to win. And I'm like, I don't know. If I have 8 people who want to play and they've taken away the 24-player version, I can't make up even a third of my team. I don't know. It's just weird. Yeah. I'm assuming it's because, people were crying about losing to pre-mades.
I don't know. I always blame servers. I'm always like, oh, they can't seem to match games properly.
Some of it might be the matching too. Yep. But I don't know. I guess how do I make sure that my 8 people can play together now?
You can't.
You can't, because you can be a freelancer or you can be whoever your grand company is. You can't pick anything else. You can't be like, I want to team up with, adders because the rest of my group wants to be adders. I don't know. It's weird to me. Each player will now have a separate battle high gauge. The gauge increases for each knockout or assist. The gauge is reduced in half when incapacitated. Damage dealt and potency of healing actions increases with the gauge in 5 stages. Tactical rating bonus for defeating player affected by battle high has been removed.
Okay, so you have your own trance system in a way. You're leveling up on the battlefield as you kill other people. So not that several people on your team will have battle high, but everybody could if they're doing well. And you're going to want to increase your levels out there in the field so you can heal and damage.
I don't do enough of the version. I don't do enough of anything to get a battle high, so I don't even know how it works. We're getting the new frontline battle between 3 teams of players. Each team must fight to claim the ovu that appear on the field. Once the gauge displayed over the ovu is filled, it's claimed by your team. Once claimed by your team's tactical rating will gradually increase over time. An ovu that has been claimed will be rendered inaccessible. It's just another... It's probably very similar to the other forms, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a lot like the one where you have to hold down your forts or those points that appear randomly, except it seems like these will be fixed points, and they can't be won back over once you've taken them.
Mm-hmm. All right, New Game Plus. They've showed us a video. They mentioned we'll be able to switch between your current progression and your New Game Plus progression with ease. Story battles will be level synced, and you'll have the option of normal, easy, and very easy difficulty. Okay, that made a lot of people scratch their heads too. I'm like, none of those have been super hard, but okay. Realm Reborn chapters are currently pending. You'll be able to switch between current progression and new game progression with ease. Story battles will be level synced, which made me scratch my head. All right. A Realm Reborn chapters are currently pending due to a revamp that will happen later in the Shadowbringers patch series. I hope this is the long-requested streamlining of stuff no one wants to help you with. All right. They showed a video on the New Game Plus. It looked like you just picked your section, what release is it, 2.0 or 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, and within that, what quest chain did you want to hit. All right, and they showed a sneak peek of the first Alliance raid in the Yorha Dark Apocalypse collaboration, the Copied Factory. They showed us a little video. I'm not entirely sure, but are the vending machines the instant teleporters? That would be cool. When you'd go.
Oh, I'd love it. Yes.
Right, that would make sense. I couldn't figure out how, because I was trying to think when they first announced this, and those machines they're used to transfer your character around the map. They're the quick travel. So I'm like, I don't know, it never dawned on me they could actually literally make that the quick travel. Because we do have that. So if you die, you can take the shortcut back. All right. The Epic of Alexander Ultimate is next, and that's 2 weeks after. We're going to have the hardest difficulty encounter in Final Fantasy XIV. It's going to reward with weapons and a title like previous Ultimates.
Nice.
The team showed the opening cutscene and revealed the boss's first form.
Heard a lot of happy people about this one. It looks great. I'm going to kind of fast forward a little bit in this movie because there were some big takeaways, like who riding in on who here, and Jigglybutt, Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man's back.
Yeah, there was just some really great takeaways from this. There was like a race, I think, in people's minds of, is it going to be Alexander? Is it going to be the Warring Triad? Or could it be just something crazy from left field? I was pulling for Great King Moggle Mog. put both kings together in a fight.
Thoradin and Mogulok?
Yeah.
No.
Well, we got two big Moogle kings, the one in Heaven's Word and then the one that we have in Eorzean. Both of them bastards together.
Kings. We could have War of the Moogle Kings.
That's right. But this is fantastic. Now, I have heard some things about the weapon as well, that the weapon design will be different than what we've seen before. It will still be very glowy, but there will be some differences, possibly from the design that was in Alexander, and the idea of wings has been kicked around, and then I've heard some people going, oh shit, I don't want a big fucking wing weapon, and some people do. We don't even know if that's going to be the design yet, but it will be something different than what we've seen.
All right, so that was really cool. I will never step foot in any of those, but I enjoy listening to the community's reactions to these things, right? All right, so just some quick announcements then. I think they said the patch note reading is going to be on October 29th. Final Fantasy XIV will be at the, I can't say that, Kitakaishu Pop Culture Festival on November 30th through December 1st. They were nominated for 2 Golden Joystick Awards, Best Game Expansion and PlayStation Game of the Year. I already voted. Voting ends October 24th. Final Fantasy XIV is nominated for PlayStation Game Music Prize Award. Voting ends October 31st. We already know about the Eorzean Symphony album. Highland Kick t-shirt available November 30th. I don't know what that one. Oh yeah, that's the little cartoony Highlands that look like the ones on the wall paintings. Yeah. That one's cute. They probably won't come in fat ass white girl sizes, but I would actually like one. I'd like. That's a cool image, and, I like it. Giant Beaver plush on sale. I know. On November 30th. It includes a Giant Beaver plush in-game furnishing as a gift. The Giant Beaver plush is holding the wing you get that you have to unlock or to purchase him. That whole questline was disturbing. If you have not done it, you should go do it. The Shadowbringers acrylic character stands. Those looked pretty good. Those are available for, I don't know how much American dollars these yen is, but they looked pretty neat. They've added Disciples of the Land and Hand class pins to the group of pins you can get.
Sweet.
600 yen each. That's on November 30th. Those will be available. And, Ruby, what did we say was missing?
Duh.
We couldn't understand where the 14-hour broadcast went. They were just too busy or something. They are having the 6th 14-hour broadcast scheduled for December 14th. Woo. Now, I want to know, did they already plan on doing that, or did they hear did they listen to our show?
They did.
And we're like, they wanted that broadcast.
Oh, I called Yoshida as soon as that episode ended. I said, what the fuck are you doing, buddy? Where's our 14-hour broadcast? Don't make me bring this up on the podcast again. And we see this in the notes here, so thank you, Yoshida, for listening.
It's to me, it's kind of a goofy broadcast, but it's fun, right? I think it's fun. All right, that was the patch, the live letter summary. I'm excited. And there's stuff I like in this patch, and I can't wait to try it. Yeah,
I'm ready for patch notes. I'm excited for patch notes. So October 29th, that's by the time I get this episode out, probably be a week away if we get this out on Tuesday. We got about a week, so gird your loins, get ready.
Gird your loins, indeed. Oh, that reminds me. Did you see?
What, Reinhardt and his
Reinhardt's tweet with his
Subligar outfit? Yeah, let me look him up.
The Subligar's not ready
yet,
so that wasn't pictured. Right. And he's looking good.
He's looking great.
Yeah, he's looking good. The gear's looking good. That was really cool.
Oh, badass. I'm looking at it right now. Black and red, so nice. Got a giant sword, looking beastly.
All right, reminder that All Saints Wake, that ends on November 1st, and again, they've started saying the ending, that's now in the AM, so you're not logging in after work. on the first and finishing this, so do it now and do it early. What's on tap? We have a quick blog, Sights Set on All Saints Week. Sights Set on All Saints Week. Greetings and salutations. Blah, blah, blah. Can't talk. Greetings and salutations.
Blah, blah. I want to suck your blood.
Blah, blah, blah. All right. Adventures in Void Sent alike. How are you spending your time while eagerly awaiting the arrival of patch 5.1? Perhaps you're testing your skills in Eden Gate Savage or gathering rare and exotic materials to craft some charming furniture. Personally, I've been on a leveling spree due to this. I found myself deep within the depths of Hawk Manor when I happened to turn around and find myself faced with an Ahriman. All Saints Wake is creeping up on us, and I'm here to give you all the spooktacular details involving this year's event. It's all the same event stuff we said before, but this illustration is adorable. And then they talk about the rewards and show the mount.
Mount's cool. It looks a lot better to me than the other mount, the other Ahriman mount that we've got. Also, it plays the All Saints Awake music when you fly it.
Oh, yep. Does it? I always have my beast. Or
Cinna goes, what music does it play? I was like, well, let me see.
No, let me talk about
I like his ultraviolet mouth, like just that purple that burns your eyes when you look at it. I like it. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny the outfit I decided to wear. Because like you, I went and changed into some spooky gear before doing the event. I picked the little witch dress and hat and everything that came out that year.
Yeah, cool.
So I was wearing that same hat when I did the quest. So, all right. And the best part, so did you go into the hall and do that where you could change into another character?
Oh, no, right? I didn't do that part, no.
We didn't even talk about that. I did it, but by the time I did it, so I did the event yesterday. Apparently, everybody did the event when it came out, and there was no one there. There was like one person that switched and just was AFKing. So people were having a good time. You know, everybody's changing into this or that or the other thing, but it was kind of neat. You could be another character.
I didn't know.
While in the instance.
I didn't even talk to anybody or look into that. I just wanted my cookies so I could buy my pumpkin.
Because the quest even told you to go talk, during the quest chaining even, it's like go talk to whatever for something. But
so what, you talk to an NPC and you can change and then go into it?
No, okay, so you talk to an NPC, they warp you to a different instance of the manor where there's an NPC imp in there, and you talk to him, and you get to pick from, a drilled down list of who you want to be turned into. Cool. And you get turned into that person. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of cute. But anyway, they talk again about the event and the haunted manor and getting pumpkin cookies, and they showcase a lot of people have said that we've said that we really wish that furniture item was actually the mount.
Yeah. Also, I'm a little disappointed. You can walk right through it. It doesn't allow you to
sit mine down.
You don't get to sit down.
Sit on it. Oh,
sucks.
It's kind of lame. It is an amazing looking piece, though. Yeah. I think it's really cool looking. So mysterious masquerades with group pose guises. So that's what we were talking about. You can be changed into something else.
Yeah, cool.
It's kind of neat. All right. So yeah, we have some unlikely photos. It was cool for us. It was really cool seeing the screenshots of what people were doing with it. So it was neat. All right. We do have a happy hour. We do have a listener mail. This is from our own Bell Dandy. And he says, hello, Yelta and Ruby. I just wanted to comment on the mentor system, and I hear a neat solution using the upcoming recertification system. SC can keep their requirements, but for every major patch, all mentors must recertify their mentor status. Basically, make the process like renewing your driver's license. I think this is a small step and takes advantage of our laziness, as people who only want to really be a mentor will want the mentor crown, and those who want to help will stay mentors. Keep up the great podcast. Bell Dandy Kodiak. Yeah, I don't mind making, recertifying doesn't seem like a hardship. The system itself is so broken and so gross, though. It's like,
yeah, I think it's one small hurdle that might stop a few people from renewing out of just apathy, and so they're not retaining a crown while being an apathetic asshole. Maybe at one time they were a good mentor, or maybe they just got the achievement and forgot about what it meant. But I can see that. I'd like to see sweeping changes to it. I still think that crown should be changed into something else. Change it to a flower. Change it to something.
Something derpy. Something that would not be like a crown is too cool.
Yeah. Or it could be
That's
conceived as mastery over somebody. And I understand that mentor is not, I know more and am better than you. It is, I'm using my experience to help you. So it shouldn't be about, I'm a crown and I'm a king over you. It should be, I mean, make it a pile of manure. You're helping it grow.
That's a fertilizer.
So all mentors are piles of shit, and it's to help everyone grow.
It should be a shit emoji.
Exactly, a big pile of shit.
Yeah. I might like that better than the sprinkling can. But good suggestion. I agree, man. Something, it's another hurdle to keep people who are actually interested actually have to push a button to say, yeah, I still want to certify. So, all right, last call. I don't have any shout-outs this week.
Me either.
No. Okay, then we are going to move right on to closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You can find links to all of our episodes and blog posts on our website, www.gtffxiv.com. While you're there, please leave us a comment. And if you'd like to, you can support us by clicking the donation button. You can find us on Twitter at GTFFXIV. You can email us at gtffxiv@gmail.com. Please rate us. Personal plugs, Ruby.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at RubiconVale, RubiconVale.
And you can find me on Twitter at Yeltasumasu, YELTASUMASU. As always, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Your tornado sirens going on?
Yeah, can you hear him?
Yeah, you need to go?
No, I'm just muting.
You have a shelter to go to?
I mean,
okay.
If I got to hop in the bathtub, I'll hop in the bathtub. But, I don't think that's going to happen.
I guess I'll die is what I usually say.
I'm going to die for this podcast.